All right, YouTube. So this is the new Roka. How's it going, guys? So this is the new Hoka Rocket X2, their newest colorway. Shout out to my boy Vishnu, who hooked me up with these, and yeah, like these are beautiful. It's Hoka's carbon-plated race day shoe, which is a perfect segue to what I was gonna say next. Is that I told you guys I wasn't done. So yeah, I'm racing a half marathon. Well, not racing, but sort of running it for myself. And these are the shoe of choice. So yeah, and I thought also maybe I should buy something that I could use for next year's triathlon season. And so I chose the Hoka Rocket X2s. Honestly, I don't know much about it. I just know that it is a very fast shoe, and that it's slightly wider and a lot more suited for wider feet as opposed to like a Nike Vaporfly or like a Nike Alpha Fly, where those are for like thinner footed people. And as for myself, the Nikes didn't really work for me. So yeah, so I think maybe we'll get a nice 45-minute run in with these, and then I'll come back and let you guys know how it is. Also, as you can see, it's fully carbon plated, so it's gonna allow for more spring in your step. I really like this colorway. It was either this or the Primzine or something. I don't remember the name, but yeah, I'll put a picture right here. I like that colorway too, but it was just black, and the other colorations right here is just something I can match with my new tri-suit that'll come in soon, or eventually when I do end up purchasing it. But yeah, I thought this would be way easier to match with the tri-suit than like green or something. But yeah, I have these now, and I have the Adidas Adios Pro 3s, which in my opinion are like one of the best shoes. But to be fair, I've only compared them to the Nike Alpha Flies, which to me really hurt my feet because they're super thin. And yeah, so then I have these to try, and eventually one day I want to try the Asics Metaspeed Edge, because personally I don't think I'm going to be running a 42-kilometer marathon anytime soon. So the Metaspeed Edge is good for like the 21K and below races. So yeah. And so I know I said I was going to try and work on my running this off season. And I wanted to sign up for this half marathon because the only time I've ever ran a half marathon is on a treadmill, and apparently those don't really count. So yeah, so I'm not counting it. So I've never done a half marathon. I was supposed to last year, or the start of this year, and I got hurt. So I guess it's sort of like redemption for me to see if I can try not to get injured during this training block. But for some reason, my Achilles and my knees don't really enjoy running. So that's why I'm going to try to make the most gains this off season in running, and signing up for this half marathon will really push me to see how fast I can go, and see if I could introduce myself to more running and a higher volume of running while still trying to keep that multi-sport life with some swimming and some biking throughout the week as well. But trying to balance running a lot and swimming and biking, for example, is super hard because of school. But now that it's just like a running specific block of training, then it makes it a lot easier because there's a lot more time to do that. Whereas if I was to run and then also swim and bike, in most days, in most cases, it takes about 4 hours to train all of that in a day. So, now that it's just like a nice little 45 minutes here, a nice little hour here, 30 minutes even, the shortest, is really nice and, really refreshing because it gives me a lot more time to do other things that I couldn't really do during the summer because I was so focused on triathlon and so focused on being the best I can in that. So now, shifting focus to running, it's a lot better, and I got a lot more time to do other things. So we just got them laced up, They feel really comfy, really soft, and really squishy. So I'm excited. Just gonna go for a nice 45-minute run. These aren't really daily trainers, but I kind of want to break them in. So yeah. We are about halfway through the workout, and they're holding up really well. Feeling fast with these bad boys. Let's go. Just finished the workout. About to go freshen up, and then I'll come tell you a review of the shoes. I freshened up now, and I'm just decided to give my honest review on these Hoka Rocket X2s. Being the first Hoka shoe that I've ever ran in, I'd say it's super comfortable. But I'm sure Hoka's like other brands, like the other models like Clifton or the Mach models, like I'm sure those are good too. Like their sole seems very thick and very cushiony. But yeah, I did a 45-minute run, easy run here. Says 48 because I accidentally forgot to pause my watch and I was just sitting in the garage. But yeah, so it felt really nice. I felt that I could go faster whilst also keeping my heart rate decently low. And yeah, no, it felt like a really smooth ride, a really nice ride. And I checked out the like pros and cons. And the only cons really that I saw online was the price point, which is also, it was very steep. But one thing they also mentioned was that there was a lot of heel slippage. And I found with these that I did get some heel slippage. So I just had to do a nice little runner's loop and it kept my heel snug and it really helped. But yeah, no, the bounce and the propulsion is really good in the shoe and it feels as if you can just keep going forward, honestly. And yeah, they felt good, they look good, so I would highly recommend these. Compared to the Adios Pro 3s, I would say that the Adios Pro 3s are slightly better because they have a wider toe box, and which means that this front side is a lot wider, which kind of gives it more of a forefoot feel so that you could run on your toes more. This is good as well, but it just felt a little, I don't know, it felt a little flat to me. But yeah, but other than that, like it's a good shoe. I'm sure it'll do really well when I start doing some speed workouts in the next coming blocks. But yeah, so I'm excited to use these for long runs, like long fast runs, speed work, intervals. Like this is what I'm excited to use. Overall, I'd give this shoe about an 8.2 out of 10. I think that's a good range. So yeah, the Hoka Rocket X2s get an 8.2. So yeah. As for other news, enough of the shoe talk. So for the next coming videos, it's gonna be a lot of running and a lot of maybe nutrition as well, just to see how I sort of operate during, the off season or whatever you'd like to call it. Also some weight training sessions as well because I'm trying to get stronger. This coming off season is going to be a lot running focus. So the next 4 weeks for me is going to be heavily half marathon training block. With I think the bulk mileage getting up to about 60 kilometers. Because you're only running a half marathon, like you don't need to have maybe 120 kilometer weeks and stuff like that. Like if you're running a marathon, yeah, it makes sense, but a half marathon, you're really just trying to you're really just gonna hurt yourself. So I'm speaking by experience here. But yeah, so I'm very excited for what's to come. The goal for the half marathon is to get a sub 30. So that would require me to hold about a 4:16 pace throughout the whole entire half marathon. It's a big ask. Coming from like short distance triathlon this whole season, being just having short bursts of fast running, taking like a taking like longer distance running and also making it fast is a lot difficult for me. Is a lot more difficult for me. So, yeah, I'm super excited to sort of dive into that and get more into it. But yeah, 4 weeks of some hardcore training to try and build up myself and my mileage. So yeah, thanks for coming along for the ride, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.